So I'm going to start with the bun, and to make the dough bread color I use Sahara white and yellow, and then mix those together. And when you're finished mixing them, you can roll it into a ball and then cut it into two evenly sized ones. And kind of turn them into cylinders and rounding out the edges to make them look like hot dog buns. And now I'm going to cut them about 3/4 of the way through with this blade I have here. I bought this at Michael's and it's one of the best tools I have. I use it absolutely for everything. So if you can find it around you, I recommend it. And here I just use this tool to smooth it out a little bit, make them a little bit bigger. And here I'm going to start making the meat wiener part of the hot dog. So I'm mixing black with red to dull it down, but I added too much, so here I add a bit more red, and then I'm going to add a bit more orange, and a little bit, I believe this is caramel, just to add some brownness to it, to make it look less raw and more cooked. And here I add a little bit more orange. And then when you're finished mixing it, you can roll it out to a snake like this. And I forgot to do this earlier, I'm just going to put in the eye pins, and then I'm going to toast the bun, I guess, with my pastels. So I have 3 main colors that I use. This yellow here, it's a nice warm yellow. Just a little bit of this. And then a lot of this really saturated tan brown. And then finally I'm going to add a little touch of this dark brown I have here. And then repeat for the other one. And now back to the hot dog part. So I'm just rolling these out into a thin cylinder. Except I made mine too long, so then I take it back, trim it down a bit, and also make it a little bit skinnier so that I have some room for my fillings as well. I like my hot dogs all dressed, so. So here I'm just adding like a little star shape to the ends to just add to the realism. So I just got my needle tool and then put it in and then repeat for the other one. And now I'm gonna I'm gonna make the grill lines in it here. So I just do 3 of those on each, and now I'm gonna grab my pastels and I just scratch the black with my needle tool to get some on the tip, and then I put it into those lines. So next up is the relish. So here I got some green and transparent. And I'm just going to mix those together. And then I'm going to add a bit of red, just because red and green are complementary colors, so red's going to dull and desaturate the color, make it a much more realistic green rather than this bright, almost lime green. So now it's really starting to look like relish. And here I'm just making 2 different colors of relish just to add to the realism. So it's got more variation in the colors rather than just one flat color. So I'm just going to roll those out and put them off to the side for now, and here I'm going to start on the onions. So I've got white and transparent. Mix those together and then put that off to the side. And here is my ketchup. So this is just transparent liquid Sculpey mixed with clay. And here I just added a little bit more because this has been sitting around for a while, so I want to make it flow a little bit more. I find Tupperware lids are great for mixing these things on, and then if it's a color you're going to use a lot of, put it into little glass jars or just anything that's going to make it keep it free of dust. And now I'm going to do the mustard, so I grab a little bit of yellow, and then I'm going to roll that out to a really thin snake. I actually recorded this before that Michaels started selling the Fimo yellow, so this is Sculpey, so it's a little bit harder to work with. And now I'm going to start chopping up my onions and my relish and putting that all onto my hot dog. So I just grab this blade here, chop it up in tiny little squares, and then go through the tedious task of placing them on one by one. Don't worry, I fast forward. So now I grab my relish, a little bit of each color, and then I'm going to chop them up together so that they start mixing together here. And then place those on the opposite side. Alright, so after I bake them, I'm going to take out the eye pins, put some glue on, and stick them back in. Here, just wipe off the excess glue to make it nice and pretty. And then I'm going to grab my glaze, and I'm going to glaze the relish and the onions and the ketchup. Pretty much all the fillings, I guess. Including the wiener part, because they always get like a shine on them, so. And then I'm going to grab my earring hooks. So then we twist it open, put the earring on, and then twist it back closed. And that's it. We're done.